All right, it's that time again, folks. ESPN FC Extra Time. I'll send the next question to you first.
Show your gnashers. Ralph, show your gnashers.
Your pearly whites. Actually, we're going to switch across
there you go.
The city of Manchester. The question is simply this. Does Pep Guardiola last the season?
You lost me.
At Man City. Does Guardiola finish the season as Man City boss?
Of course he will finish the season. The problem is not so much the pressure from the club, because of all the big managers, he actually has the least pressure from the club inside. The pressure comes from the public, who enjoys the fact that he's underachieving. It comes from himself, because he's very, I'd say, almost on the edge of despondency because his team is playing so poorly at the moment. But there's absolutely no scenario, even if he finishes 5th or 6th, that would entail City getting rid of him. So it's not going to happen.
And City have stuck with managers, Roberto Mancini and
look,
Pellegrini. They all had 2-3 seasons.
They did, but let's be honest. He was the guy that they wanted for quite a while, and so they're going to back him to the hilt. So Ralph's right. The pressure is coming from probably within himself, obviously, but from the UK media, which is their job, and from supporters of probably other clubs, because I think the Man City supporters, probably most of them, understand that he will be given time to bring in better players.
Should be noted this question comes from someone with the Twitter handle Arsenal View, so maybe that explains the question. No chance?
There's more chance of Wenger not being there than Guardiola not being at Man City.
Well, we'll stay with Man City, because the third and final question comes from Zach. Gabriel Jesus, can he save Manchester City's season?
I thought it was Messi.
Well, apparently Jesus is going to get first chance to save it.
No.
He's going to be available this weekend.
He's going to be available this weekend. I'll be shocked if he's even in the 18.
Really?
I mean, this is a kid who's going to take some adjusting to the Premier League. He's probably behind. Well, he's behind Aguero, probably behind Iheanacho, and maybe he's behind Sane as well. So, I mean, no.
The way Guardiola was looking the other day, though, he may be reaching for some solutions.
Yeah, look, I think one of the problems here is that if he does finish outside the top 4, and that's a big if, is that the one thing we can throw at him, if it happens, to say, well, we understand it's not the ideal scenario at City at the moment, but it's up to you to manage and coach that scenario to get the job done. And I think that would be the criticism at the moment, that there aren't any real great teams in the Premier League, yet he's still struggling. We'll learn more after the weekend, of course, to play Tottenham.
Gab, that's a Gab, Raf, indeed. How can I make that mistake? Gabriel Jesus, how's Pep Guardiola going to finesse, shall we say, that situation in his introduction?
Well, I don't think it's a factor at the moment, because up front, I mean, City have their big players. They just have other issues. They have no balance in midfield. Yaya Toure and Zabaleta as holding midfielders is a nightmare. There's no Gundogan, which is the real big problem. And at the back, John Stones is a bundle of nerves. So one extra good player up front is not going to make a big difference. I just don't think it's an issue at all for Guardiola at the moment.
And they've got a goalkeeper that can't save a shot.
Doesn't help, does it?
No, and there's talk already about I'm changing that scenario. So anyway,
well, thanks Gab, thanks Shaka, thanks Ali. That was terrific.
Thanks, Dan.
They'll all be on the next edition. Welcome into the ESPN FC debate. Ready to jump right into it. Steve Nichol, Craig Burley, I'm Adrian Healy. Spurs are on the menu today. The debate is simply going to be this: do they have the squad and the wherewithal to seriously challenge for the Premier League title? Are they equipped to go all the way and be there when the chips are down in May? The second place at the moment.
I think the most important thing for them, the position they've got themselves in, right, although you've got experience, it doesn't automatically mean that you're going to use it the right way. You know, sometimes when you have experience, it can choke you. And that's what we're going to find out, because yes, they have the squad to do it. The way they're playing right now, they're on they're
squad to compete, because there is a perception out there, Craig, that the Spurs squad is not as deep as the rest of the top 5 or 6, or the big 5 or 6. I don't know why that perception is there, but it's definitely there. I don't know if it's an accurate one.
I think there's one area, maybe 2 in particular, that they are maybe a little short. I mean, they can cover the back line pretty well. They can cover Lloris been out. Michel Vorm signed a new contract. Janssen hasn't been a backup for Harry Kane, but they have got the squad.
Say it comes down to them and Chelsea. Will last year's experience actually weigh on their shoulders rather than being a benefit? Will it actually?
The problem they have.
We're going to choke again.
The problem they have is they could actually finish well and still not win the title, because Chelsea have given themselves such a cushion that Chelsea are going to have to fall off, but all Tottenham can do is turn up and win their games, and at the moment they look as though they're going to do that. I mean, up until a couple of months ago, I'm thinking, if something happens to Harry Kane, where's the goals come?
Sitting here right now, and they've got a big game coming up this weekend against City. Are they?
I mean, if they were to beat City, can you imagine? I mean, we were just talking about it. Pep was staring at his shoes the last time Man City played. He'll be eating his shoes if Tottenham beat him at the weekend. But they've been on. I mean, they have been on a great run. I just think, as Stevie said, I mean, Chelsea, if they get any more problems with Costa or anybody else, and it starts to unwind and unfold, then Tottenham might be there to take advantage. But I'm not. As good as they've looked, I'm not convinced.
All right, there you have it. Keep it right here for all your very latest Premier League news.
Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur. This is a juicy fixture.
Yep.
Who's going to take all the spoils?
This is a big one this weekend, and I'm going to go with Spurs. I think Manchester City are in disarray. We always knew they had a dodgy back four, but going forward, they've got so much talent that always carried them through. Well, recently, that talent hasn't been carrying them through. They haven't been good up front. They haven't been great in the middle. And they've been awful at the back. I think Tottenham wins this. I mean, they're so solid. If Dele Alli and Kane are on the game, I think this is an away win. I think Tottenham wins this game.
Now, I was hoping that you would say Manchester City, because I was pretty much had my mindset on Tottenham to win this one for all the reasons you said. City were absolutely woeful against Everton, and Tottenham right there in second place looking very pretty. I want to oppose you on this one, especially with City being at home, but I'm going to go with Spurs as well. I think we're going to agree with everything this week.
I think for me he's one of the best managers in the world, and but it's normal. The English football in the last few years increased a lot the level, and always difficult to arrive in a new club, change philosophy, settle your value, your principle. But he's doing very well, and I think they are we are in the top 6 very, very close altogether. I think we are in the similar situation. And I'm sure that on the end he will success because he's a great manager. For us is to be focused in try to develop our game in the best way, to try to show that we can be the real contender for the Premier League. That is for us the most important challenge. It's more important to show ourselves that we can be a real contender, that on the end to show Manchester City. I think that we need to show ourselves that we are capable to deal with that pressure and try to win games on the end to achieve big things.
Sorry. we were just laughing. We were just having a discussion about how pricey it is for to go and see a hygienist.
Yes.
Stevie.
And strangely, I don't have any dental hygienist questions today. Maybe
he has. He just told me how much the price was.
I can feel a root canal coming on thinking about it.
Well, we're going to have a mulligan to start off with. James Mulligan wants to know if Antoine Griezmann goes to Man United next summer, is that a game changer? Do they then win the Premier League title the year after? One signing, could that be enough?
I don't think you'd totally say it makes them win the league, but it makes them better. No question. Listen, Griezmann's a proven goal scorer. And if I'm signing anybody, I want somebody that's going to put the ball in the back of the net. And this guy does it. So it makes them better, that's for sure.
But better enough to win the title
it would depend where they finish at the end of this year. If they're finishing outside the top 4, you're not going to say, well, one player will make the difference. But if they finish maybe second or third or just behind, it might. I would say it's a very good piece of the jigsaw. But maybe still a couple of pieces short.
I didn't include Raf Honigstein in our introductions, and didn't include him in our dental hygienist talk either, which I'm sure he's very sad about. But Raf,